Hello and welcome to the new Power Query tutorial video which I'm creating it for beginners, and in this video I want to show you the reverse rows function which is present under the transform menu. So this is one of the functionality as a beginner you should know so that you don't have to basically create or get your head banging on the wall like how do I really need to reverse the rows, right? So that's why I wanted to show you this very quick basic functionality of Power Query, right? And if you have landed very first time on my channel, then you should know about this sheet, which is where I'm capturing all of my Power BI videos, right? The video link is present here in column B, so you can search any of my videos that I have created in Power Query, Power BI domain. Using the video link, jump onto that, and topic category and difficulty level is something also I am giving you so that you know whether you are interacting with the beginner video, advanced video, intermediate level video. All of these tagging from my perspective I have given it over here, right? So with that information, let me go back and show you this functionality very quickly. So in new source you have Excel workbook, and the data set is present here. For this, link is also present where you can go to my data set folder and get this data. Okay, so once we have this, then I'll just wait for a couple of seconds to get this information. And whole idea is that for any scenario, if you want a data source order in a reverse format, then you can use this functionality, right? So scenarios in which, let's say for you, the important rows are the last one, which you want to have it as part of the reviewing or the first row, or want to load it into a data set as the first rows, then you can do that. So right now, if you see, this is how the data set is really present. And if you see, there is no particular order as such over here, right? So with this data source order, you have the, I think, first 1000 rows, which is being loaded, right? And you want to review the last couple of rows or last rows. So you can do that reverse rows option. That way, all the rows will be reversed. That means the last row will become the first row and the first row will become the last row. So this is just one very simple step, but very important in case you want to review the data. So if you see this is how it is coming. So clearly it is having a lot of null values, right? And then you may investigate, like, is it because it is taking a lot of null values based on the data set that you are having, which is basically capturing null rows, because this unnecessarily creates an issue. So you may want and say, oh, I don't want that, and I will uncheck this. But looks like some sort of an issue is happening. So I will again click on reverse row and get the data set back, and let me see what it gives me. But the whole idea behind reversing the rows is you get the last row as the first row. So I'll just need to wait one more time and see this, because it may happen that if my data set is huge, which I know it is not, it's only 10,000 rows, I believe, and column size is around 15 to 20 columns. So that way, it should ideally do that, but as we are seeing, it is creating an error. So I'm just trying to do the reverse and trying to see what it will do. So clearly, all right, so here it is. So definitely there is null rows, looks like, in our data set, which is creating issues, and limit of based on the 1000 value reached. So this is something, very, very useful. So looks like some of the nulls which are coming, and that is something we may want to avoid. So if I just undo this, you will still see that in the previous steps we got a lot of nulls, and that may be one of the things. You may say that, okay, I don't want any null in my data. So you can do the operation. You can say, okay, uncheck the null and click OK, right? And then evaluate the desired output. So we'll wait for a couple of seconds, and then see. And here also you can see the formula that's got applied on the removing the null rows. So I'll wait for a couple of seconds and see what desired output it is giving. And yep, this should help in resolving the issues like these. So I'll just pause this and come back once the output is coming. Alright, so here is the output. So that means now my data is clean and I can go and load this. So you could see right in front of you the use case that unnecessary the null rows are coming because while importing the data, it was picking a lot of null rows from the data set, and we don't want it. We want a clean data. So this is why it is very important that you review the last couple of rows and see what is coming, because generally we don't do that, and reverse rows really help us in that direction. With that, thank you so much. This is a functionality I wanted you to know that as part of a beginner, you should know this. With that, thank you so much, and I'll meet you in the next video with a new topic.